It's ready.
Halloween. It's a holiday full of traditions. In America, we go to bonfires, go trick-or-treating, and eat lots and lots of candy. As Americans, we have a lot of traditions that we associate with October 31st. But where did they all come from? It may come as a surprise to some of you, many of those traditions did not originate in America. Halloween is the product of multiple cultures and traditions that have come together to create one holiday. Today I will give you a brief history of Halloween and tell you about how Samhain, All Saints' Day, the Protestant Reformation, and the Irish immigration to America all affected our Halloween traditions. Halloween is thought to have originated from Samhain. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, Samhain is a Celtic festival that had to do with agriculture, and it celebrated the end of the harvest and the beginning of the new year. Celts believed that on Samhain, spirits could return to earth and wreak havoc on them and their crops. In an article called Halloween that was published in the October 2001 issue of American Heritage, it was written by Ellen Fieldman, she explained that they would, to placate those spirits, have feasts and do sacrifices of their animals and their crops. To protect themselves from the spirits, they would also build bonfires and dress up in costumes, and they would carve ugly faces into turnips and carry them around. As you can see, it shared some common threads with our Halloween traditions today. Then, in the 18th century, Halloween got its Christian roots. Pope Gregory III changed All Saints' Day from May to November 1st, making October 31st All Hallows' Eve. This turned pagan traditions into Christian traditions. Ellen Fieldman, in her article, talked about how he couldn't beat them, so he just kind of joined them. Celtic traditions shifted, but they were not lost entirely. Fieldman says they would have masses and feasts that would be held to prevent the faithfully departed from coming back and haunting their living relatives. The church bells would be rung for the souls in purgatory, and people would dress up as saints and hand out food to poor people in exchange for prayers for their dead family members. The association with the Catholic Church was important because it spread the holiday. As Christianity and Catholicism spread throughout the world, the holiday went with it, so it gathered some cultural traditions. In the book Halloween, From Pagan Ritual to Party Night, it was written by Nicholas Rogers. He gives some examples of that. So in Naples, Italy, they would take skeletons and cadavers out of the tombs and cover them in flowers and dress them up and put them on display. In Brittany, England, priests would lead processionals around cemeteries, and then in Spain they would have a celebration, like a party, similar to the Day of the Dead, which is in Mexico today. That cultural influence was extremely important to our traditions today. In the 16th century, another event occurred that shaped our Halloween traditions, which was the Protestant Reformation. During the Protestant Reformation, many Catholic traditions were done away with, but the secular traditions were kept. Ellen Fieldman writes about how All Hallows' Eve had become such an important part of European culture that the English made a new holiday. November the 6th was declared a national day of Thanksgiving by Parliament in 1606. This was important because it secularized All Hallows' Eve traditions in Protestant culture. When the colonists came to America, they brought fall traditions with them, but Halloween really didn't come to America, at least as we know it, until the Irish came during the 1820s. Immigrants fleeing from famine and political unrest, really they only brought their traditions with them. They were very, very poor. According to Fieldman's article, some of the traditions that they had, they would go door to door and beg. They would dress in costume and play superstitious games. And then they would carve pumpkins because they didn't have turnips available. Irish had a huge impact on what we know as Halloween today. As time went on, America's Halloween traditions gelled and really became her own. This is a picture of some of the Irish immigrants, and this is during the 1950s. Halloween had some rough patches, just described by Nicholas Rogers in his book, but during the 20th century it really evolved and became a family and community-oriented holiday. Halloween's really just a Halloween is really just a combination of a bunch of different cultures and traditions that have come together to create one holiday. I feel like that really fits America because we have so many cultures and traditions here that it really mirrors that. So, thank you.